Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mangrowecraft here, and welcome back to the third episode of Bounce Pad, Tinker's Construct Bounce Pad cannons tutorials. This is kind of going to be, once again, for, the 1 point, anything below 1.12 or Tinker's Construct 2 is when this is going to be applied. So, there's always differences that we've had before, which is this long thing that will activate all your dispensers at once. However, a really cool tactic is that if you just use rednet cables, you can actually apply them just by the press of a button to activate all these at once. And not only that, but after doing that, you can even stretch your cable over to the other side by doing so. Let's pretend you have, your other dispensers right here, and then you can do that, and it's infinite wires. Like, these things don't run out. So if you hit the button, it activates both sides, like, no matter what, and it's pretty sick. Now, you can apply this to hammers as well by simply putting a button with a repeater that will activate a chain that goes all the way around like this, activating your entire hammer. And then from there, it'll then push the item out with a piston into your main barrel or bounce pad or whatever. And as you can see, you're going to hear it click and then a push. So you get that click. Alright, so there we go. Everything is fixed now. As you can see here, push the button, and then, the piston and whatnot. So, push the button. Just like that. Pretty nice. Okay, so the method of throwing in multiple shots, because as you know, this is the most efficient design for a little cannon. You see we have the boosters. It then flings up. You got that 3 bounce pad body, which is, as we saw from over here, pretty critical range. And then we have, the stacked version that will show otherwise. Now, basically, we are going to place sand in here. And what you want to do is figure out where does it hit the wall. And we're going to watch this on instant replay. As you guys can see right there, it is hitting the wall. Now, we're going to basically stack it up 1 block before it hits the wall. We're going to hit that fire button and then place sand in there immediately afterward. Now, there is a chance, like I just did, that you can get things wrong, okay? Because, everyone makes mistakes, right? But however, if you do run into something like this, you can see you're going to run into that issue again where you do that whole brap. And it's okay as long as you make sure that you're doing it right. Because the main thing that you might want to focus on is that you're doing it right. And that shows doing it right, as you can see clearly through. Now, let's say you want to get efficiency. You want to get this TNT and another piece, like we had up there, to output at the same time. Because you notice if we click right here, you'll see you have those two in, they're separate. So, how are you going to get 2 items out at the same time? Well, all you got to do is make sure that the further away that it has to be, the closer it will be to side bounce padding. So as you see right here, this one will be extended while this one is not extended. And I forgot to do a main central thing when I actually made this one, which is that this guy needs to be up like this. And it's really honestly quite cool because you're basically taking stuff like this, it can go like this, and that, and you're basically making them come out at the same time, so that if I quickly went like this, you see, those were a bit delayed, but what if they went out at the same time? Well, this would happen. You see they came out at the same time. You'll see, if I replay this in slow-mo, you'll see it. So you'll see that as these guys are coming out, they will be slowing down, and then after slowing down, they will then turn over and explode. So, and the best part about this is that you can technically put your sand through any one of these. So I can then piece it over into this guy, and it will still work just like I want it to be. And as you can see, it makes a decently sized explosion, which we can then get through again. And if you guys are ever wondering, by the way, over there why those walls are seared bricks, it's because they are also highly resistant, just like obsidian, except, it just has resistant blast explosion that isn't completely immune to TNT. So, moving on from this one, now that you know, how the whole launching them at the same time works and how all the side SAMCOM works, you can technically make something like, I don't even know, you could probably make 8 TNT fly out of this thing, which is enough for an obby one shot. Pretty nice. So then you come over here onto this sand comp thing where we now have it running out of this side and running out of this side. Now the only reason this is not dangerous for having the bounce back in between is because what I've clearly done underneath here is I've basically established a region where this will hit the bottom no matter what. This sand right here, it will hit the bottom no matter what, so then it will bounce up and then fling up, such as this one. Likewise, it will be forced up to the top half where there's another ceiling where it'll then be forced to come out like that. And as you can see, this side has that bounce up effect, and this side also gets that bounce up effect. So what it does is it technically allows you to do synchronized sand stacking. But as you can see, what I have it doing is I have it waiting 1 tick, or half a tick, whatever the heck you want to call this. I don't really know, because this is like, people always say it's 0 ticks, right? Because it technically is. Because, I don't know, it's like, getting to the point. What this will do is it'll allow the sand to be just behind it, so that you can simply now just spam this button. And you can see you can just pump out all the sand, and it will stack just how you want it to stack. As you can see over there, that's from an earlier example, and then you get a pretty nice result. And then we're going to move into this up here, which is the auto sand comp. Now, this design is pretty sick. I'm going to show you guys how you do this one. So as you can see, you have the upbeat right here. You have this up stack right here. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 base, and then right when you get to 8 and 9, you're going to keep 8 and 9, but then underneath you're going to do this little 5 thing underneath, and then you're going to kind of put up all 5 of your little dispenser guys that are going to be right here, and we're not going to be firing anything out of them because this is only server side where this will actually funnel into there. But after you get down to that 5, you're then going to have a line like this, and then you're going to have a turbine glass right here, and just to kind of, you know, show off what this thing actually looks like right now, it looks like this. And what that's doing is it's actually forcing the sand to go down in there, so that way they will all fly at the same trajectory, and once they come in here, they will basically turn around and fling straight up here, and then they'll fly out like the rest. Now, when I hit this button right here, basically I have is so that every single piston has a 2-tick delay, and then what that does is it allows you to essentially do this. It does that. So that way you can go 1. I'm pretty sure what that can do as well. If you see what if I just did that, you can see what that does is it kind of allows that to happen. Now, it's still pretty okay because I mean they're not actually like going. They're going pretty dang straight. Now you can also see the direct spot that it's actually hitting, and you can see that what it's trying to hit is actually this spot right here, which means this thing is actually firing straight and then going straight down, regardless of the fact that what you're seeing is the sand flying up, because it's actually not. That being said, this is the autocannon, and we're going to get into a few side shot techniques, sand comp, and about 10 to 20 chunk cannon shots, which are pretty OG. And you guys are going to see that in the 4th episode, and I will see you guys all in the next episode.